Alright, and here we are for another session of the Wildlands campaign. Last time, you guys had quite a little adventure. You had to prevent Bref from committing a murder, as he was bound by the curse of this strange gesh and sigil that he willingly touched up on the Cloud Summit path. He used his magical boots to help him go faster, and you were all surprised by the incredible speed with which he broke out of the window in the tavern room where you were staying, ran across town, and made it all the way to Roadhard General Store, where the blind elf philanthropist resides that he was cursed to try and murder. You all gave chase and shot various ranged attacks after him, but he was so fast that he was able to get out of range of many of your attacks. You were aided in this by Sezig Lagaduc, a knight of the Sword Wings, an Aarakocra knight, who also gave pursuit and slowed Bref down at one point with a trick shot. He also helped talk down the guards as the Arkne Guard came swarming out of their various stations to put on high alert by the breaking of the window, the weapons and spells flying in the open square of the town. They wanted to put a stop to it all and threatened to arrest you all and throw you in the governor's dungeons to cool off or sober up, as they assumed you were drunk, breaking out of the tavern as you did. However, between a little help from Aquitus, Krim, Cordy, Mavra, and some assistance from Sezig, who they seemed to give a lot of credence and respect to. They were all talked down, including Captain Ogden, who showed up, the captain of the Arkne Guard, who showed up and wanted things to be handled swiftly and calmly. But you managed to stay out of jail, and you even paid off the tavern keeper so handsomely for the broken window that he said you guys were still welcome to stay there if you wanted. You also had to pay a smaller fee, although significant, to the Arkne Guard for disturbing the peace, and filled out some paperwork with a bunch of your names on it. But that was mostly handled by Mavra, including the bulk of the fee, as she discovered that the Dragon Guild that she took from the Red Dragon's lair at the beginning of the campaign, some of it had regenerated in her money pouch, and so she now has 3 magic item cards that are gold and are regenerating gold that she can spend by playing the cards, and will regenerate. After Bref made it to the Roadhard General Store, he was cut down by the bodyguard, who was guarding the place. The last line of defense between these strange curses or cursed folk and Marias Fitzywell within. He was cut down very swiftly by the bright silver and strangely crafted greatsword of the black armored bodyguard. And his life was saved by the timely appearance of Arkne, who flew across town and healed Breath so that he did not continue fading from this life. However, he's still unconscious, and after you guys convened briefly at the Roadheart General Store, you split up somewhat as the Arkne Guard were converging on the spot. A different contingent of the Arkne Guard was converging on the spot, and Aquitus and Arkne turned Breath invisible, carried him down off the hill and onto the boardwalk by Deep Lurk Lake on the northern side of Arkne. Remember, the map is upside down. And you managed to give the Arkne Guard the slip, and they tried to interview anyone at the Roadheart General Store, while Aquitus and Arkne carried the unconscious Breath, his feet going thunk, thunk, thunk over the boardwalk, to the abandoned cabin, with the intention of clearing the curse from him once and for all. Meanwhile, Bella had a private conversation with Marias Fitzywell at Roadheart and discovered some interesting things that she had already begun to suspect. The rest of you, including Yar, went back to the tavern, and then Yar decided to head, because he had been informed. You guys had convened quickly at the general store. He had been informed that you guys were going to carry the unconscious Breath to the abandoned cabin, so he proposed heading to the abandoned cabin. However, you are getting the sense that as turtles, as a turtle, who are frequently taken by wanderlust, he is already tiring of this town and eager to move on. So you're getting the sense that Yar may not be around for much longer. Be hanging around it for much longer. So, our first question for that is, Cordy, once you are informed of what's about to go down at the abandoned cabin, do you want to head there?
I think so.
Okay.
I was intrigued by that cabin.
I think Krim, actually, you know what? Partially because she's not here, the player, Krim is going to hang back at the tavern and kind of assess the damage to the window, etc. Mavra, I forgot to ask you, do you want to go to the abandoned cabin?
Yes, I would.
Okay. So you guys will actually arrive first, because it is a slow and laborious process to drag the invisible, unconscious barbarian across the boardwalk.
I feel attacked.
I guess they're carrying your hammer, too. Your giant two-handed mattock.
Oh, Lord. Could we have let one of the people who went back to the... Well, no. He might want it if he comes to... Yeah, no. We'll
Yar would probably have gladly carried it. Yeah,
okay. I mean, yeah, it would be easier if he would take it, if Yar would take it. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, he'll show up carrying it. All right. Mavra and Cordy, you guys are hanging around outside the abandoned cabin. You hear voices from inside. And there's a strange smell on the air. Thick and smoky. Do you want to do anything while you're waiting for Equitus and Arkne to show up? And Breath.
I think I just want to wait outside the cabin until they get there.
Okay. You have to wait about 10 or 15 minutes before you see just Arkne and Equitus kind of coming into view around Margiel's roofing. And then something is flickering in between them. And with a very soft pop, Breath appears. It took you over an hour to drag him along the boardwalk. You definitely felt watched, but he was invisible.
Can I run over and see if I can help?
Absolutely. You run over and Breath is just slumped over. He has this enormous slice through his front. There's a lot of blood, but it's mostly drying. It doesn't look like it's actively gushing anymore.
He's alive. He's unconscious, but that whatever he was that was guarding Fitzywell hurt him bad.
You too can hear the sounds, voices coming from within the abandoned cabin. And, Equitus, you're also struck by the strong smell on the air.
Can I, kind of, maybe get just a little closer and kind of listen a little closer, see if I can make out what they're saying?
Go ahead and make a perception roll. And while you're doing that, Bella, what did you want to do after concluding your conversation?
Well, I was under the impression that I still had to talk to the town guards, but maybe I don't have to.
You do need to at some point.
Got it. All right. Well, I'm going to head. Once I'm done talking to Fitzywell, I'm going to start heading back to the roadhouse or whatever it's called, the lodge.
Okay. Okay, so you're not going back to the tavern, but you're walking all the way across downtown to Clayton's
I mean, I'm
Lodge.
not sure that we still have a room at the tavern. You know, we pretty much got a room to have a conversation for the day.
Right.
We don't have a room that we're staying in.
Right. Okay. All right, so you're headed back to Clayton's Lodge.
Yep.
You will be passing near the abandoned cabin, so you'll see a group of people outside of it. Possibly your friends.
All right. Well, if I see my friends, then I'll go over and see what they're doing.
Okay. You would be arriving at the abandoned cabin in the middle of this.
All right.
Aquitus, with your perception roll, you can't really make it out.
Nothing. Yeah.
Low guttural voices.
Fair enough. Okay, and I'm gonna turn to everybody and say, okay, so I was feeling pretty good about this plan, but now I'm not feeling as good. I just gotta be honest. Hearing the voices, and what is that smell? Do you guys smell that?
You all smell something. A thick, smoky odor. Musky.
Musky thick. Oh, that's so gross. But I mean, it's for breath. I'll still do it. I'll still go in there and do what I need to do.
Are you, so the three of you are, dragging Breath, bodily carrying him over the threshold. Two of you have dark vision, so Mavra and Aquitus, you can both see, immediately inside, three guys looking up surprised. They are dressed in the garb of sailors, with the kind of loose, trousers and shirts, and tarred kind of hair. And they have this enormous pipe that they are passing around. And you immediately walk up, and as you walk in, they look up, eyes wide. There's a little light burning, a candle, that provides light, and that they are holding the bowl of the large pipe over occasionally. And they just like look up and they're go ahead and make perception rolls, Mavra and Aquitus, as you guys walk in. And they jump up.
And there's something I want to do also, but yeah, yeah.
Okay. Aquitus, beyond what I've described, you all you notice is that they are jumping up. They look with like kind of guiltily, and they look like they're just going to run out of the other side of the hole in the wall of the cabin. They are just turning to run.
Good.
Mavra, you can tell that, but also these guys look weird. Like there's something really. They have these big staring eyes, all three of them. One of them more than the other two has big staring eyes, and more than like just wide with surprise, but like physically large. And he has this wide, kind of unpleasant mouth that he's holding.
They're anime characters.
That he's holding the stem of the pipe, the long pipe in. And his skin is also, it's like, it looks like wet. It's like greasy with, despite the cold air of the winter night. Just very unpleasant to look at, and also odd. His hair is thin and wispy on his head and his chin.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah. Well, they're all turning to run. They like jump up and
okay.
And they kind of like grunt to each other, and they turn and start like bolting out of the hole in the wall on the other side of the cabin.
Good. I'm gonna let them do that.
Okay. As they leave the, you see the puffs of smoke in the light of the guttering candle. And the smoke is very odd. You see it forming shapes, faces, humanoid shapes. One of them reaches out and kind of makes a motion, like a wait for me motion, after the guy running out holding the enormous pipe. And that thick smell is in the air, just covering everything.
That's strange.
Uh,
And okay, you said the hand? Did you say it was coming out of the smoke? It's beckoning towards the people who are running away?
Yeah, it looks like a person. The smoke is forming shapes of people. Ghostly shapes of people. And one of them reaches out after the person, the three sailors who are running out of the cabin.
Right.
As you come in, the shadows in the corner shift,
Guys,
flickering in the
Y'all-
candlelight.
if y'all want to leave me to this, now's the time. But y'all are welcome to stay. Please do if you want to.
Am I here yet?
Yes.
Well, I'm definitely going to stick around.
That's fine, but be warned, this is freaky.
You're now in and among the fallen planks and rubble of the roof that has fallen in partially. And Aquitus, you feel the shadows gathering around you like a thick blanket. Excuse me.
I'm just going to kind of say I've come. I'm gonna say out loud. I'm gonna say I've come back for you to make good on the rest of on the other half of your side of the bargain. The quicker we do this, the better.
Who is standing in the room? Akiri is standing outside, refusing to enter.
I'm in there.
Cordy's in there.
I'm in there.
Okay. Yar is staying outside with Akiri. And of course, Bref, you've been dragged in.
While this is going on, is it possible for me to try to ascertain what they were smoking? Like, with like
Certainly.
a nature check or a medicine check?
I'll allow either one of those. The smoky ghosts
Natural.
are beginning to fade now. Natural 20!
Drugs are my forte.
Wow. You know what this is. And it is a very rare and very valuable drug. Called spirit moss. And you can smoke it and call up figures that have died from your past.
That's
Now, that is what you know with your natural 20. Most people think it's just a nasty habit. A filthy habit that people probably hallucinate stuff about. But you know exactly what it's capable of.
Do I perceive it as dangerous beyond like the people that are smoking?
It can be addictive.
Okay.
In It can be some people who smoke it too often, and get really addicted to spirit moss, spend more time in the company of their lost loved ones than the living.
Did they take the pipe with them when they left, or is there any of it still in the cabin?
They took the pipe with them, but the smell is thick in the air. Go ahead and make a perception roll. As Equitas is speaking to the shadows.
14.
Okay. It looks like they left a couple of things behind. You see a pouch, a shoe, a hat.
Smoke the shoe.
All right. Equitas. Actually, anyone can make a charisma check, wisdom check, wisdom check in order to hear this. But otherwise, it's only Equitas.
But I hear it anyway, right?
Yes. You don't have to make a check. You hear...
Sorry, I'll re-roll that.
Equitas... Well, you're all going to hear this. You hear discordant whispers.
I need a vessel.
I'll volunteer.
Okay.
Equitas, you recall how you made that connection earlier. And you recall old rituals that you learned back at the compound. And perhaps a drop of blood dripped in this place will do the trick.
Bella, you're gonna have to give it a little bit of blood.
All right, I'll pull out a knife and poke myself. I'm squeezing on the.
Are you sure you want to do this, Bella?
Does it hurt?
I mean, it doesn't hurt when you did get the blood, no, but I mean, this is a pretty evil, bad thing that you're about to allow to speak through you.
I'm just gonna fully look Equitas dead in the face and say, I thought that the line between good and evil was, fungible.
No, if I gave you the impression that that's what I thought, I'm sorry. But it's up to you.
I've never had a demon inside me before. This could be fun.
Okay. Just probably anywhere, probably in in a shadowy spot. Just a drop of blood will probably do.
All right, I'll do it.
You prick your finger with the tip of the dagger, and the crimson liquid drops to the ground, lifting a little puff of dust. A feeling like a dark, oily substance, a cold crawling, begins to creep over your skin, Bella. You would get a wisdom saving throw, but you can fail it intentionally.
I guess I'll do so.
You intentionally fail the save, opening up your will as something enters your mind. It's like something like insects burrowing in through your eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. And your body grows cold, icy, like death. Bella, you're very far removed from this world, aware of what's going on and of your surroundings, but not in control. And it's difficult. It's going to be difficult to remember this later. Okay?
That's probably for the best.
Bella's eyes fill with darkness. Two shadows. As she looks all around you, the flickering candlelight seems to dim in the room as something else looks out from behind Bella's eyes. All black. Two infinite voids falling away endlessly in her head. And the voice that comes out of Bella's mouth when she speaks is not her own.
You have brought friends, new recruits.
No, these are not recruits. These are off limits. Everybody in this room is off limits. I'm just here to finish our deal.
Off limits, you say, but I have entered one of them,
Oh, shit.
and she took my presence willingly. It is not for thou to say. Who is off limits, Equitas?
Okay. Then just let's get rid of this gash from breath, and we will be gone. We'll just leave and give us Bella back. Crap.
This unconscious man. This is thy barbarian friend, lacking in social graces.
I don't think I would say he's lacking in social graces. I think he has quite a few social graces that I admire quite a bit. And yeah, this is him. This is my friend Braff.
Dim-witted but strong.
That's not inaccurate.
Thou hast made a bargain, but thou wouldst remove thy friend's ability to choose.
I didn't catch the last part of that. Sorry.
Aquitas, what if thy friend doth not wish for my help?
He does. Bref is cursed right now.
So thou sayest.
No, you can see it was the same curse, the one that you got rid of from me, the one that you agreed already to get rid of from Bref.
Thou wouldst have me use mine power upon thy friend without thy friend's say in it.
Right now, in this situation, yeah, I would. Because Bref, he's not going to be able to make an informed decision. So, yeah, I would.
I will not. Unless thy friend canst speak for himself. He must be awake. He must decide for himself. I will not take away his choice.
Okay. Guys, if we wake Bref up, he's just going to... Okay. All
In
right.
this place, his curse, as thou callest it, hath no power.
Okay. Then, Akiri, or can you give him? Wait a minute. Somebody hold him down first. Mavra, can you help hold him down?
Yes.
You're strong. And if anybody has a different idea, now is the time to tell me about it. But, Akiri, can you give him a little bit of healing?
She says, well, so you step outside to speak to her.
Yeah, okay, yes. That's a
She
good
says,
idea.
well, okay, but I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like it either, Akiri. And if somebody has another idea, please tell me.
Okay.
But I don't see another way.
A very different kind of magic flows into Bref's tremendous greatsword wound and heals him for 15 points. Bref, as you're dragged into the abandoned cabin, the sigil has no pull on you. You feel no pain in your hand. There is pain in the wound across the front of you and arrow wounds in your feet and back. But
Probably
you
my
feel
head. A lot of that was psychic damage.
that was. You have the mother of all headaches. However, you are conscious, you have been healed, you're okay. You're just back in that dark, abandoned cabin. And Bella is looking at you with eyes that fall away into eternal blackness.
Good news, everybody. I don't want to do a murder anymore. Did I do the murder? Is that what happened? I fell asleep.
No, Bref, we had to, we're working on getting rid of that right now, and the reason why you don't want to, do the murder is because it's starting to work.
Well, that's good. Is
Yeah,
Bella
we-
okay? She looks weird.
Bella's
Breath.
gonna be okay.
I am using Bella's voice to speak.
It doesn't sound like you're using Bella's voice. That's not what she sounds like.
This vessel contains a power that can help you.
Okay.
Wouldst thou like to have thy curse removed? And wouldst thou like to gain in strength and power?
Whoa. Now, we didn't say anything about adding anything extra onto this. All we want to do is get rid of the curse, Bref.
Like how you got your hand thing gone?
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And wouldst thou like to become stronger than thou art?
No. Bref, you
No.
won't want anything more than the curse removed. You just want to go back to the good old Bref like you are right now. Not wanting to kill anybody, but exactly the same, other than that.
I think I'm fine just the way I am, but if you could get rid of this curse, that would be fantastic.
Indeed, that breath is easy.
It's really not. We've tried a really long time to get rid of it, and it just won't go away.
It will be easy for me. So, breath, think on it. Perhaps thou wouldst like to be stronger, for thy hammer to strike with increased force, to break the bones and muscles of thine enemies, to crush their skulls beneath thy heel. All that and
really
far
cool.
more could be thine.
Get my new boots all gross.
Thou couldst have strength, power.
I understand, but I already have strength. I got it from me. I didn't get this weird hand symbol from me. That came from someone else, and I don't like it. It makes me do things I wouldn't normally do. But my strength,
Thy palm.
I got that from me. I got it from my family. I didn't get it from someone else.
It is already done.
Oh, cool! Thanks.
Thank you very much. Now let's go.
You look down at your hand, Breath, and the sigil is gone. The glowing, pulsating symbol has disappeared, as if it was never there. And all the pain it caused.
All right.
Alright, so let's not do the murder anymore.
That's a great idea. Let's go to maybe the tavern or the lodge and get something to eat, but let's not be here anymore. Thank you. Let's go.
Thank you, Creepy Bella.
Please
Thou
give us
art
Bella.
welcome, breath. Breath. Next time thou losest a fight, next time thou art defeated, think back to this moment and wonder what greater strength and power might have done for you.
I appreciate that, but if I can't win a fight on my own strength, then I probably shouldn't be winning it. And I walk out of the cabin.
So that leaves Cordy and Mavra still inside.
I walk out.
I'll also walk out, but I'll pick up the pouch before I leave.
Well, I haven't left because I know Bella's still in there, so I have not left Bella.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. I have not left Bella.
Y'all just know
Everybody
when the
else,
fuck out of here.
do what you need to do, but I'm not leaving.
Everybody else is leaving. You leave. You guys didn't quite realize how cold it was. It was actually colder inside the abandoned cabin than it is outside of it. And you shiver as you exit. And Breath, wounded as you are, you're finally free of that curse that has been plaguing you for a couple of days. Equitus, Bella turns that unnerving gaze on you.
So, thou dost not seek to expand my power. Thou dost seek to limit it.
What I seek is for everybody to, as you were saying, as it seems that you also have the same philosophy. Everybody should be given their own choice. But I think that they ought to know what they're getting into, exactly what they're getting into. They ought to know exactly what is behind the choice they make.
As thou didst.
That's not untrue. But I think our business here is done for now. So just get out of Bella so that we can go about the rest of what we need to do. I do appreciate what you've done, but frankly, I don't want to be here anymore.
Thy friend Bella is far more interesting than I knew.
Yeah, Bella's
Dost
very
thou
interesting.
know the power that lies within her blood? Dost thou know the beautiful gifts?
Yeah, I do. I've seen them, and I know that I got.
Thou dost not.
Well, I know she has a lot of potential. I know she's very special, and you need to. Right now, she agreed to let you speak through her, but that's as far as that agreement went.
Of course, Equitas. Remember this moment. Remember the shadow. Remember our bargain.
Yeah, I won't forget.
Use thy seal of fire and shadow. Become stronger.
Becoming stronger is definitely my intention.
Good. Good night, Agratas. Sleep dreamlessly.
The shadows retreat to the corners. Bella's eyes clear. Bella, I'm going to ask you to make an intelligence saving throw. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Bella, you have only the vaguest idea what just happened. You remember, pricking your finger, and everything after that is semi-darkness and shadow. You're alone in the cabin with Equitas, his skin very red in the candlelight.
I'm gonna walk up to her and say, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, that was very itchy. Did it work out? Is Breath alive? Not
Yeah, he's
possessed or
fine.
anything?
I think it worked as advertised.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
That's better than I expected.
and you're okay. You feel all right.
Yeah.
You feel tired, Bella. Drained. All of you feel tired. In fact, you're all about to get a level of exhaustion, as this has been a very long day.
Yeah. Well, let's go find a place to sleep.
Yeah.
But Bella, I want to talk about your family one day soon.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about my family too. Well, not my well, I'll explain later. Things with Fitzywell went both better and worse than I expected, and I think that we all need to have a talk.
Yeah. Well, let's find a place to kind of have a sit down, probably lay down.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so I think everybody else, hopefully they're just right outside, so let's go.
All right, I'll leave the cabin.
Yeah, me too.
Bella and Aquitas leave the cabin. You're all together outside of it. It is now 9:30 or 10 at night. You're all going to have a level of exhaustion, and there's not really much you can do to avoid that. It's been a very long day, and a lot has happened. You can try to go to Clayton's lodge. You'd all have to have separate, scattered beds throughout the common room. You'll be in and among lots and lots of other people. Or you could try to get private rooms at the Mellow Eel, where you broke a window but paid up the guy off.
I don't think they'd be super happy to see me come back. No, I mean, I would say the lodge, if we can find, if there's enough beds for us.
Okay.
Either one's fine. I mean, at the lodge, I'm sure is cheaper, and I have no money. I mean, I have a little. I have enough to sleep, I think. Maybe.
Cordy will just find somewhere to sleep outside.
It's very cold.
Yeah.
Cordy, you can borrow my tent if you'd like. That might help get the cold off.
I'll consider it.
How many gold pieces was it for a room for the night?
At Clayton's lodge, it is only 5 copper pieces for a bed for the night.
But we're all going to the. But we're going to the fancy place.
No, I'm about the lodge.
I mean, I can't afford to go to the fancy place, so
All right.
I'm gonna have to go to the lodge.
All right. The lodge it is.
Cool.
Okay. And silver piece, if you want, if you also want some stew.
I think I definitely do.
That would be good. So it's how much is stew in a room? Stew in a bed?
It is fish stew. She does not specify the fish, and it's 1 silver piece for a bed and a bowl of stew.
1 silver? Okay.
I take out a gold piece and put it on the counter once we get there and say, everyone, I know that I don't remember a lot of the past day, but I know you did a lot to take care of me, and I really appreciate it, you guys. It's really nice.
Ref, you're our buddy. You know, we protect each other. I think that's what we do.
Giva Clayton, the old human woman who runs the place, approaches the counter and looks with surprise down at the gold piece. She whispers, "Are you paying for everyone?"
Yes.
Shh.
Oh.
Keep her voice down.
Yes.
People are sleeping.
Cordy, do you want stew?
I suppose.
She
It's
just
fish
wants
stew,
stew.
Actually, is it fish? Never mind.
She doesn't want any stew.
Technically, there are 8 of you. I guess Cordy and Yar are not taking beds. But he will accept a bowl of fish stew. And Yar, as you guys are tucking in the kind of atrium outside of Clayton's lodge, smelling the wood fire below the bowl of bubbling fish stew, the turtle kind of looks at you all and says, well, it's been an awful lot of fun working with you folks, and very exciting, and I'm glad that you've been cleared of your curses, all the curses that were going on. That's great, and I just wanted to say I look forward to big things from the group of you, but I'm probably going to be moving on in the morning. Arkne is starting to feel a bit too small for me, and we turtles like to say we carry our houses on our backs. So, good night, and perhaps we'll meet again on the road.
I walk up to Yar and shake his hand and say, thank you very much for your help.
He shakes it back with a firm grip, and then checks your palm for the sigil.
Yeah, it's still gone. Isn't it?
It's gone.
Okay.
The red skin is clear. Okay. You guys eat your fish stew, and was there anything else, as you're all very tired? Bref has said something to all of you. Was there anything else you wanted to do before you find your way to your separate beds and try to catch some sleep in the somewhat noisy and thickly smelling lodge?
Reminds me of home.
No, I think I pretty much just go to bed.
Yeah, but guys, I think we might want to discuss in the morning what we need to, what our next step is, and kind of figure out what's going on and what we need to do. But yeah, sleep.
As you are bedding down, Giva Clayton, the old lady, will come up to you, collecting the bowls, and she'll lean over to Bref and she'll say, Are you paying for tomorrow night as well?
We'll let you know in the morning. We haven't really decided.
Oh, all right. You just let me know. If you're paying for tomorrow night as well, then I could probably get you some beds closer together if you wanted. And with that, you are all given a rolled-up blanket and shown to beds and roll over and try to get some sleep. Some of you have a harder time than others. Some of you sleep deeply. Cordy, you take the fragrant oilskin pouch and curl up under the boardwalk, which is at least somewhat protected. Do you have any other camping gear?
I have a bedroll, and I'd also like to druid craft some leaves and stuff around myself just to kind of help insulate me a little.
Okay. You call up some leaves and you make a little nest with the bedroll and kind of squirm down into it. You could have the winter clothing as well if you wanted, and that would also keep you warm. There's a couple of other people. Yar kind of pops into his shell a little down the way. And then there's some other people, possibly homeless peasants or urchins at different areas around the boardwalk underneath. And you snuggle up and fall asleep. Bella, you have a hard time sleeping. It's hard for that crawling, oily cold to leave your skin. And you keep replaying the conversation with Marias Fitzywell back through your mind. Replaying it, and thinking of your father and the mention of the great bards. And when you finally fall asleep, it is to a dream comes upon you in the darkest part of the night. Bella, this dream is strong. It's very real and vivid. The dream comes to you in words and colors. A feeling of enchantment, like the feeling you had when looking at a truly great bard's work. You dream of hands, moving, holding a quill, writing. You pull back, and in the dream, you see your father, bending over a weathered desk, scribbling furiously, with a strong air of urgency about him. The lines he bends over you can't quite read, but pushed to one side is an envelope addressed to Ariella Beaumont. His face is more lined, older than actual memory. You seem to be standing, or floating, just behind the lamp that shines its light upon his parchment. You pull back further, his lamp a bright star in the thick darkness all around. A darkness that seems to be swarming somehow, with half-seen figures. You pull back yet further, and his light, his lantern, is joined by other stars, scattered far and wide, twinkling bright spots in the ever-churning black. They are beautiful. In the dream, you pull back further and further, and almost seem to see space bend around the edges of your vision, and you step back from a telescope where you are watching this cluster of bright stars. You pull back further still, and a man is there, short, strangely dressed, recording the stars' movements on a little chart next to him. He begins to connect the stars with his pencil, forming some vast constellation, the shape of which you cannot quite see, looking between the real stars and the drawings. Back and forth. And just when you think you're starting to make sense of the enchanting enormity of it, the darkness advances. The stars begin to go out, one by one. Would you like to do anything?
In my dream?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get a good look at which constellation he's drawing. Can I make
Ignoring
some
everything
kind of...
else, you look down at the stars on the parchment, the lines drawn between them. It's faint, and it's vast. It's an enormous shape formed by these stars. It's hard to make out, but it's like a map. It's like a star map. It's like the map of an enormous kingdom. You lean closer, trying to make it out. And then you awake. And when you awaken, you have sleep paralysis. For a few seconds of sheer panic, you're awake, but you cannot open your eyes. And you lie there in darkness, unable to move a muscle. Then your eyes pop open, seared by the bright morning sun streaming in through the windows of Clayton's lodge. And there's all this noise around you, as everyone else is waking up as well. And Giva Clayton kind of clacks bowls together as she begins to serve up more of that eternally bubbling, mushy fish stew. With that shape in your mind, that enchantment of the dream, Bella, you receive the seal of the Bard's Beguilement. So, this seal of power you can activate by further exploring this this kind of dream state, this kind of waking, lucid dreaming feel that you can kind of access in a flash. Okay? And
Trippy. I love it.
Thinking of that strange shape is like the seal. And you can spend you recognize what it will do. Okay?
Okay.
It will allow you, if you spend a week studying the seal of power, it will be active for 1 month. So it'll be, able to be used for 1 month.
Okay.
And it is, you can spend 1 hit die when you hit an enemy with an attack to immediately cast an enchantment spell, if the casting time is a standard action. And with that, we're going to go on a short break.
Okay.
Let's take a short break, folks. Use the facilities or whatever you need to do. And we'll be back here in just a few minutes. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
So should we take a real life 10-hour nap, or is that a little too long?
Whatever you need to do,
Oh,
man.
okay.
I'll be back here in a couple minutes.
Hey, is anyone still there? What happened?
Danger cabin.
I gathered. What the heck?
I successfully identified drugs because apparently that's just what my character's good at. And Bella got possessed by the demon man.
Oh,
And
crap.
yeah, we're just like collecting.
But on purpose. I got possessed on purpose, and now I'm not possessed anymore. That's
Wait,
important.
What? I'm so confused. And terrified. But I'll come back and watch the episode later. So I'll fill myself in there, but I'm still terrified.
Bella
Everything
did
was
this
fine.
Blood magic is so safe.
It went okay. Nothing is bad anymore. Breath is safe.
Hi, your cleric is still freaking the freak out.
Yeah, well. I mean, the guy said that he needed a focus for his energy, a vessel to use their voice, and so it was might as well volunteer to do it rather than run the risk of him possessing somebody who doesn't want to be possessed.
Right.
So I did. And, we don't want him to possess Equitas or Equitas because, what is going to happen then?
He'd probably get off on it, to be honest.
He wouldn't. That's in the past. I shouldn't even say that though.
Let's be honest, he would.
Also, we need to he needed to talk to Equitas. So Equitas can't be the one who gets possessed. Breath can't be the one who gets possessed because, we can only do so many horrifying, mind-altering things to him within a 24-hour period. And so it was me.
I'm still terrified. So, wait, where is he? If he's not in you, and he's not in Breath, and he's not in Equitas, what
He's back
fuck
in wherever
happened?
he hangs out.
Wherever the shadow goes.
Hi, Emmy. How you doing?
I'm terrified.
You came in at the perfect time.
Yeah, came in the middle of the dream, and then I was just like, well, here we are. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Apparently
gotcha.
stuff. And then you said break, and I'm just like, but wait, I don't know what's going on. Okay.
That's well. I thought you came on during the break, so that's perfect then.
They've been filling me in on what went down, and I'm still confused and terrified.
Well, don't let me interrupt.
The cleric is not pleased. I think we just about hit it. But I'm assuming we just got finished with the long rest and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Bella, I think what you did was very brave. It was very stupid. Very brave. Very on brand for the campaign. Brave but stupid.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't
that-
really think that you're in a position to tell me about doing stupid
No.
things.
Honestly,
That's what I'm
though.
saying. I agree.
Also, maybe that's what our group name should be, the Brave and the Stupid. Because that just about sums us up.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just name yourself Generic Dungeons and Dragons Party.
We could be bats. Brave and the stupid.
There you go.
That's actually amazing. I love it. Hi, just roll up and like, oh, who are you guys? Oh, we're the bats. The who? The brave and the stupid.
I like it.
I love it.
So it's between that and
We can all get
no
mad.
regrets.
I feel like they're both on brand, honestly. But bats is slightly easier.
We can all get matching cloak of the bats. It'll be rad.
Just like batwing cloaks. I'd be so down.
I bet that Jeremy can do Batman's voice. Or even if he can't, that he will.
Pray to me!
Exactly.
Yep. Nailed it.
I'm not the one wearing ski pants.
They're just going to be in a bat off forever.
I'm down. This would be amazing.
All right. I think we are all
I'm
here.
sorry. It was swear to me. I'm sorry, you guys. I let you down. Got my Batman wrong.
We're not mad, we're just disappointed.
Also, I'm driving back from Austin, so I have kind of a thing, sort of, but no access to Roll20.
Got it. Well, hopefully, we will be able to describe to you what's going on, if it need be.
That's okay. I've got a vivid imagination.
All right. And thank you. Hello to Twitch chat. Lionation and Grimslag are hanging out. I think Equitas just had to run off and do something else, so... Okay, here we go. All right. So... Bella had a weird dream. You guys have removed the curses, and you're now in Arkne without too many immediate problems. You guys do heal and reset get your spell slots back overnight. Those of you with items that have charges regain 1 charge. Or 1 minute of charge for those of you with time-based items.
And do we lose that level of exhaustion?
And you lose the level of exhaustion. However, you are still pretty stressed after everything that has happened, so it would not be difficult for you to regain that exhaustion. until you've had a good amount of rest. So we are now introducing to the game. So okay, so stop me. By the way, are you there, Alexis? Because I'm not getting your camera. I don't know if you just don't have your camera on. Oh, maybe we don't have Alexis.
I'm here. Sorry, I was trying to hit the push to talk. I was
Yeah.
eating pineapple pizza,
Okay.
so I didn't want to get us kicked off Twitch.
No worries. Okay. So we are now, so stop me if you guys have something that you urgently want to get done. Or are, immediately planning off to run on some adventure. But unless that's the case, you have some downtime. Okay? And you can kind of, we are going to be using certain downtime rules, or you might call them town actions. So you guys remember how I've had you, I've been a stickler for, moving yourselves around the town, right? That's because I was trying to introduce this idea that it's kind of like a worker placement board game. You can, place yourself on a location over a period of time to accomplish something during downtime. All right. And there are downtime actions, there are workday actions and work week actions. So here is the downtime actions handout with a very brief set of rules. This list are just suggestions, and I guess for Akiri's benefit, I'll just read them really quick. So 2 sample workday actions: going on a shopping trip, going to a location to investigate or chat up an NPC. Work week actions might be, but are not limited to, carousing. Spend a week carousing. You can make contacts or friends in the town. You can train one of your seals of power over a work week. You can craft an item, from brewing beer to a magic potion. You can gamble. You can engage in wrestling. The Arkne Guard hosts small matches to let off steam and practice, and win prizes thereby. You can go to a religious service. You can you can kind of engage in a religious service over a work week. You can spend a week researching, scribing a scroll, training something other than your seal of power, learn a language, pick up proficiency with a tool or a weapon even, or you could get a job and work. So these things are all possible, and you don't have to do them. But these are optional downtime actions. Any thoughts or questions?
This is great. I dig it.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is good.
Can I go to the library and see if there's a letter from Goldhair?
The following day, there isn't just yet.
Okay.
But yeah, so let me know if there's something that you guys want to do that's extremely time-based, and we'll handle that, quicker than the rest. And we have 2 or 3 weeks of downtime here, potentially.
Okay. If somebody else had a question, go ahead. But I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
One more thing. I just want to also add, we'll play out any scenes that require it, like going and talking to an NPC that you need to interrogate or investigate or just interact with. We'll act out those scenes, but we're kind of entering a period of time where we're not going to keep track of every hour or even every day necessarily. because it's it's downtime. It's kind of elastic. Okay, now please continue what you're going to say. I just wanted to finish that thought.
Okay, so my question was, so you got the workday actions and the work week actions. Does that mean like say you said we have 2 or 3 weeks. So let's say you have 2. So if I set up something that takes 2 weeks, that's 2 work week actions. And then does that give me 14 work day actions?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, you shouldn't feel like you have to use every one of those 14.
Right. Well, I guess my question is, you can do, like, if I pick out the work week actions, that doesn't take the place of the work day actions, or does it take place?
It kind of depends on what it is.
On what it is. Okay.
So if you're doing training, right? If you're training something up, that is, you're not going to spend 16 hours a day training. So you can kind of combine that with certain workday actions, but other things like, say, crafting an item can be very time intensive. So that actually, you might take a week to do that, and then you really can't do any daily things other than the basics. So it depends on what it is, and we're going to kind of handle it on a case by case basis.
Okay, that makes total sense.
All right, so let's just go down the line. Bref, we'll start on your side, because you have had a number of sessions where the things you've been able to do have been extremely narrow and limited. So I'm going to ask you first, what is the first downtime action that Bref would want to do? Or is there something more urgent?
No, I think the first thing I need to do is looking around and seeing how I kind of draw attention, aside from my general infamy from the other night. I do want to find a general store, which I'm trying to find right now, and I'm having a hard time, and get some fresh clothes. I feel mine are looking a little ragged.
Okay. There is also a clothing store, but that they have like more fancier clothing.
I'm looking for something durable, something travelable.
So that is an option, but you can also get most of those clothes at a general store.
I think that's probably where I would go.
Okay. Well, there are at least 2 options, and maybe more. There's the Roadheart General Store, where Marias Fitzywell is at, and there's the Rope and Open General Store and Animal Handlers.
Actually, no, you know what? The first thing I would do is I would try to go to the Roadheart and apologize. That's what I would do.
Okay. So you will be stopped. The black-armored fellow who cut you down stops you on the road where there are long strings of tinkling bells, and holds out this long, strangely shaped silver greatsword. Gleams in the sunlight. And he's all wrapped in bandages under his armor, and his eyes have this weird shape to them. And he holds out this enormous silver greatsword. It looks like it was forged in 0 gravity. And with this weird accent from behind the bandages, says, "Hark, right there."
I gotta say, the slice you gave me last time was very impressive. And I'm unarmed, I'm holding my hands out. I wanted to come to apologize. I was under the influence of some kind of weird magic last time. It's gone now, and I am I'm really sorry for what I tried to do.
You are not seeking the life of Master Fitchywell, then?
Absolutely not. And can I retcon a bit and ask if anyone has ascertained whether people have noticed that people who want to kill him have this glyph on them? Like,
Sorry.
if I showed him my hand and showed him there was no glyph.
He notes that. He nods when you show him your hand. Yeah, I don't see it there. But not everything that has come has had hands.
No, I understand. Look, I don't even have to go in. I understand if you don't trust me. I did come, up to your house and try and kill your boss. So if you want me to go, I will. I just want to let you know that I'm sorry, and I won't be back again to cause any trouble.
Give me your weapons, and you may enter.
Oh, okay. And I think I only have the one at this point, so I hand him my hammer.
He takes the hammer. I will follow you close, and the Arkne guard is nearby.
Wouldn't have it any other way. And I walk inside.
Okay. You are struck by these amazing paintings that are hung around the walls of this store. There are people inside kind of feeling their way about, not seeming to look at where they're going. And they probably can't appreciate these stunning landscapes. There's one off in a corner that's absolutely beautiful, that is like a painting of a soldier holding the reins of his horse and kind of looking off into the distance. And they look real, living, breathing places that you feel like you could step into them and be elsewhere. And you have this strong desire to look more closely upon them. But sitting in one corner is the guy whose face flashed in your mind when you were cursed. Mariah
Hey, you're the guy I wanted to murder!
Oh, hello? Who's there?
My name's Breath. I wanted to murder you the other day, but thanks to my friend Equitus, I don't want to murder you anymore.
That's good to hear. Ramak? Yes, I have his weapon, and he is not making any threatening movements. Do you want me to drive him away? No, not if he's not trying to get me anymore.
I just wanted to come and say sorry. There was a spell. I don't normally want to murder people, and I'm really glad I didn't murder you.
You're the first one who's lived. Who gave you this curse?
Well, there was a signpost. I think mine was on. There was a signpost, kind of near the mountains, and there was the weird symbol on it. And when I touched it, it went on my hand.
Ah, yes, that is what the young half-elven lady who came by said she was a friend of yours said, or perhaps it was the feathered one. Anyway, that isn't very helpful, but I wish I wish it were simpler, I guess. Please come in and shop and be aware that many of the folk here cannot see. So please step carefully around them.
Got it! And I
But-
begin looking for workman's clothes, traveler's clothes.
Okay. When you make your selection and go to pay, he kind of waves you closer. And he says, Bref, was it?
Yes.
Yes, from your voice and, not to put too fine a point on it, other more olfactory senses, I sense that you have come from the sea. Perhaps the Thunder Gulf to the northwest.
You have an amazing ear!
Well, thank you. I've made a habit of it. But it's not just that. During the good old days of the Empire, I spent many years on the coast, and I developed an ear and a nose for sailorly folk. It's nice to hear the old twang again, I suppose.
Well, thanks. How much for the clothes?
Ah, yes. He kind of feels around. He feels like something that has like holes punched in it. He feels the clothes as well with the tips of his fingers. He says, this is an explorer's outfit?
Yeah, we tend to get in some pretty rough areas, so on something a little hardier.
Let me see what the price is for this. He says, yes, he pauses as his fingers are running over. He says, are you planning to, pardon me if this is incorrect, are you planning to investigate what happened? Find out what strange magic has fixated on me, and you're the third attack.
Well, I gotta be honest, there's a lot of things we're trying to get done, but that is definitely one of them.
Right. Well, I hope that you succeed in that. And I would certainly be happy to talk to you or some of your other friends about it. If the occasion came up. Oh yeah, that's right. Here we go. He does quote you a fairly expensive price for the outfit.
How expensive is fairly expensive?
My computer is having trouble loading it. Here we go. All right. 12 silver pieces.
I hand over 12 silver pieces.
Okay.
Or more correctly, 1 gold and 2 silver pieces, but you know.
Okay. He lifts the gold, bites it. The silver...
No, it's not for eating! I'm sorry, no!
Never fear, my friend. Like I said, have to rely on a few senses other than sight. That's all.
Oh, that makes sense. Sorry.
No. Don't let it worry you. And under the careful eye of Hramak in the black armor, you complete your exchange. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
I'll wait till others are done. I have, like, week stuff to do, so...
Okay. Equitas.
Okay. So I know for sure that I want to spend time with the seal of... I have it written down. With the seal of fire and shadow. It says a week of downtime to attune.
That's right.
What you know?
To, attuning to the shadow to activate the seal.
Right. So I definitely want to do that.
Okay. Could you describe a little bit how you attune or commune with the shadow in order to activate the seal? In order to train it up?
I mean, I know where his quote-unquote temple is nearby, so I guess the easiest way to do it would be to go back there, because I know that there's that he has power there.
Okay.
As much as that gives me the heebie-jeebies.
So spending between 4 and 8 hours a day.
Here, I'll move me over there.
Go ahead. You spend time in the abandoned cabin and let the shadows coalesce about you and open up the mental and soul floodgates as much as it makes you uncomfortable. You let it in, and the power flows through you, and you get more and more used to it. So that will be a work week for you.
And you're going to have to remind me again what it does.
Yes. Well, here, I'll paste the text again.
Okie doke. I don't know. I may have
you
that
should
somewhere.
You should put this on your character sheet in the under the special abilities.
I would definitely. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, let's go to let's jump to Ak-Iri real quick because she hasn't had the chance to do much of anything. What do you want to spend some of your downtime doing?
Well, Kiri has a bit of a laundry list.
All right, tell me the top 2 things.
Talk to Cezanne.
Maybe a work day thing and a work week thing.
Okay.
If you have both.
It's mostly just like little things here and there.
Okay.
Just like.
Go ahead.
She wants to give. Okay, so talk to Cezanne. I am the sword wing. I think.
Yes.
And she wants to do some research at the library, which I guess could take a couple of days.
Okay. Well, doing research at the library is a work week, and spending some time talking to Cezig, catching him. I guess, where do you want to try and catch him? That'll be a work day town action. Do you want to catch him at drinking at the Mellow Eel? Or do you want to catch him at the library?
I feel like catching him at the library would be the most useful.
Might be, but it'll be harder to have a conversation. And Yar let you know that he's often grumpy when he's doing research, so there are downsides.
Okay, then never mind. She's gonna go to the Mellow Eel, buy a bottle of wine, and bribe it with it.
Nice. How much are you willing to spend on the bottle of wine?
Just a real cheap one.
Okay. So
Like something that's like a little higher than cheap, but not by much.
one evening during the next week or so, Arkne goes to the Mellow Eel Tavern and purchases a bottle of wine and waits. She sees the dwarf, Snorri Trebor, that always seems to be at Sezig's nearby, come in first and kind of look around. And then the knight himself enters and goes straight for the bar, intercepted by Arkne. Hang on a second. You hold out the bottle of liquor, and he seems very interested to speak to another Aarakocra here in the town. He settles into next to you on the bar and nods at you. He is a rather interesting-looking fellow in the flickering, or the steady light, rather, of the lanterns at the Mellow Eel. He takes a glass from the bartender, Drogo, who's seems happy to provide. And you look him over. He looks fairly aged for an Aarakocra. He has kind of a seagull look about him. I believe... Oh, you can't see this, but I have his token up on screen. He's got scars on his face and arms. Spots where, the kind of skin underneath, is bare of feathers. And his beak is scratched and chipped. He kind of looks you up and down, leaning over the bar as he pours the wine, and basically drinks the entire glass. Thanks. So, what's a frilled like you doing around here?
Well, things, just trying to not make sure my teammates don't die, stuff like that. Various degrees of success.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. It's. Anyways, so we've been. I know about the prophecy. I'm sure we've all heard it. But we have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have information about, or more information about it. About.
Which prophecy are you talking about?
Well, the most recent one, probably. There's more than one?
You're barely a hatchling, aren't you?
Maybe.
No shame in it. He downs another half a glass of wine. Ah. Well, there are lots of prophecies. What's your name?
My name's Akiri, but you can call me Curls.
Curls. For the frilled feathers.
Yeah. Hey, how do you know about us? I've heard we're very rare.
The frilled?
Yeah.
Well, they say there's a prophecy about you.
Akiri makes a face. Oh yeah, the whole destiny thing.
You don't buy it, huh?
I mean, I don't know, cause like my brother could do magic, and I guess I do magic, so I guess there might be something to it. But like, I don't think everyone does magic.
You do magic, eh?
Yeah.
That's nice. Probably better than shooting folk with arrows.
I mean, you
What
did
kind
it
of
really
magic do you do?
Well, I do healing magic, and I do glowy bird shooting people magic.
Descriptive. You heal people.
Yeah, I do.
Where does that power come from?
It comes from Jork, and she shows him the bracelet with the her symbol on it, with his symbol on it. See?
I do see. Little Miss Akiri. I am, Sezik. Sir Sezik Lagaduk.
She reaches her hand out to shake his, like, nice to meet ya.
He shakes your hand, somewhat awkwardly with the human custom. So, you're a frilled who worships Jork.
Yep.
And you don't know about a prophecy or believe it.
Well, I mean, I think... No, wait. I think the one about frills is... it's dumb. I don't really think it's real. But I know about the ones to watch the sky one.
Oh.
I found out more about it.
That one. He finishes that half of the glass. You want some of this?
No, thank you. That's all for you. Unless that's all. Unless you feel like sharing it with your friend. But
Mr. Evans, I'll have another bottle, please. He continues refilling his glass from the bottle you got him. Right. So, where are you from?
I'm from Wildstone? Max, is that how you pronounce it? Wildstone?
Yeah, let's go with Wildstone.
Wildstone, cool. I am from Wildstone. It's just a little bit, and she thinks for a second, a little bit that way. And she points southwestish.
Oh, I never been in those parts myself. Just other places.
Like?
tell me. I want to know more about you guys. Listen, okay, so
More about you guys?
yeah, wow. Emmy is blanking. She's not Akiri. Sword wings. I want to learn more about the sword wings.
Oh. Sword wings. Well, it's a noble order. Does a lot of good. People, respect us for a reason. What do you want to know?
Well, I specifically want to know how to join up with them, you guys.
Oh. You want to join?
Yes, I really do. I really do.
Well,
He takes another gulp of wine.
you want to become a knight?
Well, more specifically, I want to help. And I feel like joining the sword wings is the best way to do it.
When asked to do something, can you do it no matter what? Pursue it to the ends of the earth, if need be, and never give up, even if it drags out longer than 19 seasons.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't been alive that long, but I think so.
You haven't been alive that long. And yet I sense a power in you, young one. Barely
And
more
she-
than a hatchling, yet blessed by the gods themselves.
What are you doing?
Oh, she was like when he said like he felt that great power in her. I was gonna say she was like blushed as much as like a burnt person can blush.
Her feathers fluff
Their feathers
up.
poof a little bit.
Got it.
Right. Well, best thing to do is talk to the elders, or perhaps Dacio himself at the tower.
All right. Yeah, we were thinking of heading there anyways, just because. Anyways, back to the prophecy. I mean, because of the prophecy and the meeting they called. But also we know that there's going to be an attack by a water cult soon, in a couple months. And we were wondering if you guys could help us out.
A water cult?
Yeah, because we know where it's going to be, and we know when it's going to be. But I don't
We're
know
getting
if
some
it's us.
background music from you.
Sorry, 1 second. Nico's driving in the car, or we're driving in the car.
Gotcha.
I have earbuds on.
He says,
Well, I am on a quest. I can't leave it. Given to me by Dacio himself. I don't think I can help you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you think they'd be able to help us, or anyone else from the Sword Rings would be able to?
I don't know. You can always go and ask.
Alright.
but,
He takes a big drink.
don't be so eager to tie yourself down, my friend.
I mean, you're traveling everywhere, so is that really tying yourself down?
Oh, hell. I'm bound to this quest and to the Sword Wings. It's taken up my whole life. I've never married. I've never had any hatchlings. And it's just me and Snorri Trebor that I met on the road a few seasons back.
And Carrie gives him a little wave and like a nod and, does her greeting. It's a very Akiri pigeon greeting.
The dwarf nods back at you. He's deep in an enormous mug of ale.
Accurate.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Is there anything else you wanted to know?
He seems to be feeling the wine now that he's 1.5 bottles in.
Oh, I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind telling me about the quest you're on. I mean, it's okay if you don't. I'm just curious. Sounds interesting. And like Yar was on it too, so like he's cool.
Yar was a good one. Even though we were unsuccessful again. Well, you asked about prophecies, or said you know about them. Have you heard the legend of Dayslayer and Nightslayer?
Well, have I? I think I have. Are those? Have
You've heard of Nightslayer.
Okay.
That is the sword that the leader of the Sword Wings, one of his swords.
Right. That's what I thought. I thought they sounded very familiar. Wow. Sorry. I mean, I've heard of Nightslayer. That's obviously, like, according to all the legends and stuff, that's Daisio's blade. One of his blades.
Well, if you haven't heard the legend, you're probably bored by all this. An old
No, you don't understand.
man
I love
deep in
stories
his
so
cups. Right, of course you are. Well,
And she's just like sitting on the table, giving him the biggest eyes she can. Like, please tell me the story.
they say that, hang on. We need a third bottle. Barman. Mr. Evans.
The elf comes by. More wine, Sir Lagaduke. He flutters the fan in front of his face.
Yeah, more wine. This young lady is trying to loosen my tongue.
I see. More of the same, or...
Yeah, more of the same.
When he's all set up with another glass, he drinks it. It just starts without really any preamble.
Twin swords.
He points the glass of wine at you, sloshing a little over the edge, which he awkwardly tries to get with his beak.
Twin swords that seek the destruction of one another across the centuries. According to my reading, They were forged by an archmage of the Vey Empire, Avamorn himself. He called them symbols of balance in the world. Now, Night Slayer is the one that Daciel carries. Day Slayer has an evil weapon, a cursed blade. If it even exists, it disappeared centuries ago. And now I'm supposed to find the damn thing. But who am I to question Daciel? He's wiser than all of us put together.
He seems to have kind of ceased the story and is kind of staring into the wine.
Hey, so, Sezek. So, this is probably a really weird question. But, after all my research and stuff, I've never found a legend that says what Daisy looks like. Could you describe him to me, please?
He's quite a sight. All reds and oranges. His plumage is... who cares? Let me go back to the story. So, the two blades were stolen from Avamorn's forge by Kira the Mad Thief 400 years ago. Now the hunt for her turned up little, for whenever cornered, she used the destructive weapons upon her pursuers, who were forced to fall back or die. Eventually, the Swordwing stepped in, and Daciel, with his fire-colored plumage, stepped in, wielding his ashen blade, Fire's End. And he cast a spell that led him to Kira's hiding place, beneath the mountain of the eternal sun. The battle was epic, as artifact clashed against artifact, with a sound that woke the flocks of birds from miles around. And the sun shone on, an eternal golden witness to their flight. But when the great Daciel found her, Kira had only one sword. The blessed weapon, Night Slayer. Now the cursed blade, Dayslayer, you ask? Kira never revealed where she had hidden it, or where it had been lost. And you asked to know about the Swordwings. Well,
Yes, please.
among the many concerns of our knightly order, there's a fear that after all this time, the Dayslayer is slowly poisoning some poor soul here in the Wildlands, wreaking a terrible destruction across the land. Ugh.
He downs another glass. The wine in the third bottle is very low. And he kind of leans heavily over the table, the tip of his beak almost touching the bar.
Huh. That's interesting. Hey, Max, is he drunk enough to burn a
that a lesser restoration would probably work on him. Just curious.
I'd probably allow that to work at any level of drunkenness.
Alright. Jeremy. Yeah, let's use a lesser restoration.
Okay, so you're
Fight
going
me,
to touch him, and you're just going to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like pat him on the shoulder and be like, there. Here, let me order you another bottle, and then undrunk.
The magic flows into him. And he goes, ah! A couple of people in the bar look over. Yeah! Ah! What the hell was that? What in the nine hells? He looks over at you. What did you just do?
It's a spell. Apparently, it's one of the things it can do is get rid of drunkenness. Apparently, it's okay.
What are you talking about? Hatchling, young one, I wanted to be drunk.
It's okay. I ordered you another bottle. It's fine.
Oh, what are you? Oh, I don't know. Oh, he pushes away the wine. Oh.
The question is, though, does he still get a hangover from it?
It seems he does.
I think he just got it all at once.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Oh, why did you do that?
I'm sorry, that's never happened before.
Oh, I feel disgusting.
She's now gonna look at him very concerned and like, wait, when was the last time you weren't drunk?
That is none of your business. Oh, I'm going to bed. Oh. He reaches into his bag and tosses a couple silver pieces on the bar. A handful of them, actually. And heads for the stairs.
Akira adds a gold piece to the pile. Just like, here.
Drogo Evans comes up, kind of takes the glass, collects the bottles, raises his eyebrows at you. He says, I think we're due another gold piece.
She grabs it up. Oh, sorry, and pulls that one out too.
Flutters the fan in front of his face. Thank you.
Of course.
He collects the coins and says, will there be anything else?
No, I think that's it. Thank you.
A good evening to you.
Thanks, you too. And then she hops off and goes about whatever she's doing.
Okay. Very interesting. While that's going on, let's move on to Cordy. What do you want to do, Cordy?
The first thing I think I would do is look in the pouch that I picked up just to kind of see what's in that pouch.
Well, there's a bit of very dry moss.
Is there enough of it to, smoke it?
There is.
Alright. I think she would definitely spend some time, because you said you can use it to commune with the dead, correct?
You can kind of call up their image in smoke.
So you can just see them? Can you interact with them, or can you just see them?
It's not a true calling of them. But you can see them.
Okay, I think she would like to try to see if she can see Nayra. I think that would be too easy for her to not try.
Where does she do this?
I think she'd probably try to like go off somewhere to be like kind of alone in nature. If there's like any area that's like more secluded, even if it's like right outside town, like not like anywhere dangerous, but just kind of like away from people.
Well, it's possible. There's kind of a big open gap between like downtown Arkne and where the actual wooden wall, palisade wall is. So where there's a few scattered buildings, but she could certainly find a place to be alone.
Yeah, I think she'd like to just kind of be alone.
Okay. Well, when she smokes that, calls up a lot of old memories. You puff on the pipe. You'll have to buy a pipe. Or are you just going to burn it on like a little fire and just inhale the fumes?
I think she'd try to figure out a way to smoke it without a pipe if possible. I don't know if that means like just lighting like a stick, a smudgy stick type thing, and just
It
like
just means
inhaling
you'll have to use more doses because a lot of it will kind of blow away. But it'll kind of make a bigger effect.
Yeah, she doesn't have any money, so she would just makeshift what she could.
Okay. All right. So Cordy, you breathe in the fumes of the spirit moss, huddled around a small fire of sticks in the kind of open area between downtown Arkne and the palisade walls. And this thick, cloying odor permeates your senses, and as you breathe it in and blow it out, a form starts to take shape in the smoke. A humanoid form. An elven form. A familiar female figure. Looking at you with soft, happy eyes.
I think Cordy's just gonna start crying while she looks, and she's gonna try to touch the smoke.
As the tears well up and begin to roll down Cordy's cheeks, the voices begin. The voices of the mushrooms and other fungi that grow out of half of her head.
Cordy Safi, why are you sad?
Memories can be painful.
The chorus of voices is a hum that fills your mind. You are losing moisture. That seems unwise.
I don't think it's wrong to be sad.
It is wrong if you're losing moisture. We need the moisture to live. We need moisture to live.
She's going to reach up and touch the side of her head where the fungus is growing, and ask it what its name is.
We are Cordy Sephi. We are all with you and one of you.
I think she's gonna... Is that always been our name? I feel like maybe there's a different name, but I can't remember.
You should forget about Elowen and Navra.
Sorry, cut out.
You should forget about Navra and Elowen. They are not us now. We are more. We are alive.
Yes. And she'll take her hand and she'll run it through the smoke to try to dissipate it.
It works.
But she's gonna keep crying, but be confused by it.
The sounds of the town kind of come back into her hearing as the high from the drugs loses potency. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
5.
Okay. So you used 2 of the doses, and you have 3 left in the pouch of spirit moss.
Okay.
And despite what the mushrooms in your head said, the chorus, the memories stick in your mind. Navra and Elowen. The 2 of you together. And an old life an old state of being that you can't quite forget.
I think Cordy's gonna try to recenter herself and spend a lot of time in meditative prayer, kind of with nature and with the beings that are inside of her, trying to reconnect them to try to push down this memory that's causing her to lose sight of the plan.
Okay. You meditate, and in so doing, you have gained access to a seal of power.
Woot!
Seal of the love that was. You can spend 1 hit die as a bonus action to cause one creature you can see to save or become charmed for 1 round.
Okay.
And I should change communing to meditating. There you go. So you can spend a week worth of downtime if you wish, to meditating to activate that as well.
Okay, good deal.
Cool. Mavra. What do you want to spend some downtime doing?
I was thinking of using my brewer's supplies to make some ale
Neat.
and sell to the tavern.
Okay. Now, I think that only takes 1 week's worth of work. But let me double check that. Trying to get to everybody here before we run out of time. What am I looking for right now? Okay. I didn't write down the page number for crafting. That was smart. But I'm sure I can find it. Okay. All right. Over this period of time, you will come to realize that the gold is slowly reappearing in your pack. And it goes in order of smallest card, because I gave you 3 cards to make up the 30. It goes in order from smallest card to largest.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You are going to need to make a you're going to have to spend 25 gold. So you can spend your regenerating gold for that, because it'll be spent over the course of the work week.
Okay.
But if you do, then at the end of the week it'll be depleted. And so go ahead and make a check with your brewer's supplies, which I assume you have proficiency in. Where are you going to set up for this? Part of the cost could be renting a room at the tavern.
Okay.
And then kind of hoping that no one smells the what you're after. Of course, the place smells like alcohol anyway.
You said to make a check with my brewer supplies?
Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be wisdom.
I clicked on it,
Yeah,
and
so,
it said attribute
so select
strength.
wisdom.
Well, it's because it's just filling in the first thing,
You click on
which
that.
is strength.
Oh, okay.
But you can
Click
actually
on
change that.
24.
You just got a natural 20. Okay.
I think that's her. Didn't you roll one earlier, or was that somebody else?
Mine wasn't natural earlier.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you can actually give this... Are you making beer or ale or what?
Ale.
All right. So you can give this... you make like a small cask of beer. And you, with a natural 20, it is not only stunningly delicious, and you know you've done, like, as, you know, at least as good as you've ever done, maybe better. Probably better than you've ever made before. But I'll let you... what kind of additional special effect would you like this beer to have?
What kind of special effect?
Maybe it, you know, heals your wounds or woes. I suppose any ale does that, as far as woes go. Oh, good night, Grimslag. Thanks for coming by, my friend. You can, I don't know, what do you want it to do? Anything. What would Mavra want her beer to do? Or ale?
Heal.
All right. Well, you spend the gold, and this cask of beer, it will, when somebody drinks a mug of this ale, it will heal 1 point of damage. That's how delicious it is. What's it called? Do you not know
Angel Tonic.
Angel Tonic? Angel Tonic Ale by the amazing Mavra. Very nice. So add that to your character sheet. And last but not least, Bella. What would you like to spend some
Hello.
downtime on?
Well, I have homework. So I've got to do a lot of research.
Research?
Yeah, at the library.
Okay. Well, each subject you want to research is going to be 1 work week.
Okay. Well, then. Well, I think that maybe first what I should do is go talk to the head librarian, my buddy.
Okay.
And I'm going to...
You guys, probably the next day, you had to go and tell Ayadel, the head librarian, never mind about that boon, which somewhat annoyed her, especially if Equitas was there, which probably he wasn't.
It's not really never mind about the boon, more just, like, we figured out how to solve the problem that you were so kindly helping us with already. But that doesn't mean that just because the problem is solved for us, that it's solved for everybody. And now that we know a little bit more about what exactly it was, I'm going to need to do some research. But in the meantime, I also need to get some items identified.
All right. She says, certainly, I offered you the chance to jump up in the queue with anything that you might need us to take a look at. No problem.
All right. So, I'm going to give her... Well, how much does it cost to have something identified?
Okay, how much does it cost?
Yes.
She informs you that it will cost you... she says it's a service that we provide. It will cost 10 gold pieces per item.
Got it. Okay. Well, then we'll start out with this. And I'm going to pull out the quiver that I picked up in the temple below the basilisks. All I have written down is antediluvian quiver.
Is this the quiver that held the arrows?
Yes, it is. But it still holds them. I mean, plus my other arrows, too. I've been putting all my arrows in.
Okay. She says just the quiver or the arrows as well?
I actually am pretty comfortable knowing what the arrows do.
All right. That's fine. I'll put my people onto it. Was there anything else?
I will need to raise some funds before I have anything else identified.
Says, if you want to lay down the 10 gold, I'll get everything else done for you in the meantime.
Oh, perfect. In that case, yes. And I pull out a number of items. So let me... I pull out the antediluvian quiver, the red silk dress that I also got from there, the blue bow that I got from there that I have not been using.
All right, hang on. Let me
Okay.
let me make a note here. Okay. So this is the quiver from the Dusty, from under Rubble Point. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and the dress, the red dress.
Yep.
Okay. What else?
And the blue bow.
What is that from?
Same place.
She's gonna put the blue bow on the red dress.
Different kind of bow.
Okay.
I guess I never clarified that. It could be that kind of bow. And then the rod of the rockworm and Krim's yellow potion from the Proudheart house.
Okay. Well, it'll take a few days, but you'll eventually get information on all of those.
Excellent.
Now, the other librarians, Cravius, the fierce-looking librarian, kind of gives you the information. Now, they never seem to get around to asking you for the rest of the fees. So it's up to you whether you want to speak up about that.
Well, I think I probably should. But I was serious. I do need to raise the money. I don't have any more money. I mean, I do. I have enough to pay for my room and board right now, but I don't have enough to pay for all of these items. So,
right.
Instead of doing research, I might have to either sell some things, or maybe I'll finally try to get the audition going at the inn.
You could spend a work week, busking.
Sure, I'll do that.
All right, make a performance roll.
That's a 22.
Roll a D100 for me, please.
$66.
Alright, so you're able to live very comfortably for the week. You also earn 25 gold pieces. And what was the D100 roll?
66.
Okay. During the course of the week, you overhear people talking about a lot of the dangers near Arkne. They talk about Ubben Tower to the northwest. They talk about the Giants to the northeast. They talk about the ever-encroaching orc problem, and you hear about more orc attacks seeking to kill that merchant called Fitzywell, who are stopped at the wall by the Arkne guard. Their bodies burned. And they also mention something in the lake. And they call it something.
Like literally something?
Mm-hmm. That something
Okay.
in the lake, they say. Makes it dangerous. But that's probably the only reason Ubben Tower hasn't conquered us.
Interesting.
They say it's a problem for the Lord Governor.
What isn't?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and advance. Was that it, Bella? Or was there something else? Oh, I have to give you the information about the items.
Yeah.
Okay. If you attune to the quiver, It is or rather, it is called a Quiver of Chaos.
All right.
And if you attune to it, it makes one more wild magic arrow every day.
Nifty. Well, I'm definitely doing that.
The blue bow from Rubble Point what does that do? The bow is an enchanted bow that, if you attune to it, will give you +1 on attack and damage rolls.
All right.
Are you notating this down somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. But it seems that the enchantment on the blue bow, it is limited. It will run out of charges, and it doesn't replenish.
Got it. Okay.
Roll a d100. It has 51 charges. The yellow potion. What is that?
Well, I have to run to the baby, so you can skip to someone else and tell me the rest in a minute.
Got it. Alright, folks. I'm going to advance the calendar by 1 week.
During that week, after I've apologized to Fitzy, I would have spent my days in, I suppose, the lake, focusing on my seal.
You focus on your seal, and it becomes active. You also get a lot cleaner.
That's debatable.
All of you tend to need to wash up, maybe clean your clothes. You definitely draw glances in Arkne. And the Arkan Guard, over the course of the week, they keep an eye on you guys. They definitely watch you closely, suspiciously. Carrying weapons around, hanging about, etc. But they don't directly antagonize you. Oh, okay. After her conversation with Sezig Lagaduk, Akiri has a dream one night when she's thinking about it. Are you there, Akiri?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's a I assume you pray to Jurk at some point during this time.
Definitely. Probably like every morning at least.
Okay.
Maybe every night too.
One morning you are very sleepy, and you kind of fall asleep after prayers, and that's when this dream happens. Maybe Sezig kind of convinces you to try a little wine some night. I don't know if I can hear you. Yeah?
And then she decides to never do that again.
Well, maybe. But it does lead to this dream. Okay. Are you able to take notes right now, Emmy?
Give me a... Well, I was planning on watching this back and taking notes.
Okay. Jurk speaks to you. After you taste Sezig's wine. In this dream. You have a vision after prayers of a chalice brimming with a tempting crimson wine that smells of cloves and summer flowers. When the voice comes to you, you know instantly that it is his voice, the voice of the drinking god of summer.
My fated frilled. You have wondered, my child, why I chose you.
Yeah, I have. Why me? I'm just me, though.
I am so sorry. You have to grow. And grow so quickly. It is a bitter cup. You have to drink. Akiri of the Sky Weavers. It is often, I fear, that knowledge is bitterly won. Drink. See, hear, and understand.
And she does so. And kind of nervously, she reaches and takes a sip.
You drink deeply. It's effervescent, goes down smoothly. The strong flavor fills your mind in the dream. And you do see. You do hear. Your vision is marred by storm clouds, swirling, billowing, blowing, spinning in the titanic forces of the wind, rushing past you. Great beasts of the sky and cloud that stream by in long, long minutes in your dream. Their teeth, beaks, and claws mere columns and wisps of thick, dark cloud. Something smaller, darker, a feathered shape, armed and armored, but unclear through the thick, roiling clouds, rushes past like a streak of lightning.
Can I follow it?
You can, but you don't get a clearer view. You're just lost in the clouds. As you beat your wings, you hear a call from below. Down on the ground, out of sight. A guttural voice, like rocks scraping together. Deep, like an earthquake.
The frilled are falling. Those called Ekark and Shadir are ours now. Come to the scorching mountain, for the scars expect their reward from you.
A different voice replies from the air behind you, just out of sight in the billowing storm clouds. This voice, male, strong, powerful, is arrestingly melodic. Nay, friend, for the prophecy is not yet undone. Your cult must wait a little longer. Feathers blow by on the stormy wind. They are curled and dance and spin through the air. Would you like to do anything?
Can I get a closer look at who's talking, or possibly of the feathers?
You
Specifically.
You reach out and grab the feathers. They are curled. You awaken, clutching a fistful of blanket.
Sorry, clutching a fistful of what?
Blanket.
Okay.
And
She's-
you have unlocked Ankh-Irie's 4th level seal. What are you going to do?
Oh no, continue. I'll continue with what I was saying when you're done.
The Seal of the Frilled. You can spend 1 hit die as a reaction when you or an ally you can see rolls an attack or saving throw to allow them to re-roll. After they or you roll, but before the DM declares the result. You will take 1 week of prayer to cause this seal to be active for 1 month.
Sweet.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was gonna say that when Akiri wakes up from that, she's gonna run downstairs or run out and try to find anyone from the party.
Who would she seek out?
Preferably Equitas or Bella, I think.
Equitas and Bella, you guys are conferring over what Iadel, the head librarian, says when Ankh-Irie comes running up early one morning, looking wild-eyed.
Curls? What's going on?
Guys, I just had this really weird dream, and I don't know what to think about it, and I don't know.
It's okay. All right. What? Tell us about it.
it was weird. It was Jork talking to me, and like he's cool. I mean, it's Jork. I love him so much. He's great. But he said that uh, he said what did he say? Um, that I had to that he had this bitter cup for me, and I had to grow up fast, and I don't know, but I took a drink of like this chalice thing, and then I had this really weird dream for the rest of it. And there were like storm clouds, and I saw an Aarakocra fly past, and there were these weird monsters in the sky. That was weird. And then I heard voices, and this creepy, like real deep, rocky voice was talking, and he said that he had two Aarakocra, and their names were Eckhart and Shadir, and then there was another voice, and talking about a prophecy, and then I saw frillback feathers fly past me, and then I woke up, and it's crazy. I don't know what, guys.
Wow. Okay. Sounds like it was a complex dream.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, so you saw Jorg in your dream. Or
Well,
heard him?
I didn't really see him. I heard him though, but I knew it was him. Like, it's definitely Jorg. 100%.
Okay. And he had you drink from something, and then after that, you saw this other vision inside the dream you were already having.
Yes.
Okay.
I know it sounds crazy, but yeah.
No, that's actually not the craziest thing I've ever heard.
That's fair.
Okay. Have I ever, I mean, I'm assuming that I haven't ever heard of any of the things that she just said about Eckhart and, and Shadir.
That
and
is actually
everything.
the only word that it would be at all familiar to you. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Okay. Just a straight intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know it came up from her before.
Okay.
You know that Akiri said something about Eckhart in the past.
Akiri, you've mentioned Eckhart before?
It's more like Eckhart! No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I mean, in Aarakocra, yes, technically Kiri's name has a click in it, but like I can't say her name correctly. So
Right. Sure.
But yeah, Eckhart, he remember when we were in the crazy creepy dungeon about a week ago?
Right.
No. Well, remember when we were down there when we found that the statue of that Aarakocra with the curly feathers, and then she'll actually like pull out the piece of feather that she has, and like from this one, right?
Right.
That was Eckhart.
Oh, the Aarakocra that we found that had been turned to stone was at this Eckhart. That. Wait, but then you said this voice said that it had Eckhart?
So like I'm really terrified right now.
But if that was Eckhart, and this voice said he has Eckhart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay. That's bad. That sounds like something more along kind of my kind of thing. Have you ever heard of this Shadir?
Yes. I don't know if it's my Shadir, but I know of someone named Shadir. He's
What
my
do you
brother.
know? Your mother?
Brother.
Brother. Oh.
He's a little bit older than me. About 4 seasons.
Oh. And this voice said that he has your brother.
Possibly, yes. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we need to find out more about this.
I know.
Where was your brother? Where was your brother going? What did you last know your brother? Where did you last know your brother to be going?
When I left home, he was there.
Oh, he was at home. You left him at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last I know, he was.
Okay. Then we need to go home and find out what's going on. If your brother is there. And if he's not, we need to go from there.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I'm so scared, Equitas. I don't know what's going on.
I know. But we don't know anything yet. And no matter what happens, if he's obviously, they say that they have him, so we can get him, and we will. I promise.
Okay, thanks, Equitas. And then she gives you a big hug.
I hug her back tight.
Aww.
Bella, you came in the middle of that, but you were also nearby.
Okay.
Also, at some point, Akiri really wanted to research the Forgotten to see if there was any information on them.
Did you already spend a week of downtime on something? Or no?
Yes, I think that's what it was.
Alright, so then you can spend the following week on researching that.
Sweet.
Let me finish giving Bella the information that she is owed. As
Sounds good.
Our camera pulls back from the hug Equitas and Akiri share. We jump over to Bella getting this long list of recipes for shrimp. I mean, magic items identified.
Wait, there were recipes for shrimp available?
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I've been researching.
I have to open my file on taurine for the potion here.
I bet we can find shrimp. I bet we can find some shrimp, or at least some crawdads.
Yes, indeed. They
Dude,
actually, there are some in the stew.
I bet Bella makes a
Clayton's
mean
Lodge.
shrimp scampi.
It is literally mean. One of the bard tricks is you can make the shrimp talk, and they're very into insult comedy.
Dang it, I need that now.
So, the yellow potion is actually a potion of greater restoration.
Well, that's
Nice.
been nice.
That may come in very handy one day.
Yeah, that's awesome. See, I bet if you had given that to your buddy, he wouldn't have gotten a hangover.
Okay. The strange rod, made of like twisted stone, and it's carven with the words, "I control the worm." Worm spelled with a U.
Right.
They tell you that it is attuned to a particular strange burrowing monster called a rockworm, or something similar to that. And it will allow you to control this beast if I'd give it orders if you can find it. They suggest that it's probably near where you found this or wherever it was made.
All right.
Perhaps if someone were to attune to it, they could actually use the rod like a dowsing rod because it knows the direction of the beast that it controls.
Honestly, that sounds a lot like a basilisk to me.
Okay.
All right.
And finally, the red dress. That gets you a special meeting with a couple of the librarians. Cravius,
God.
the human looking stern, slightly pissed off, and Bly Gavior, the handsome half-elf, I think he is, blonde and eager. Take you into a side office for this.
Guys, I'm about to have a weird threesome.
Bella, you don't have to put on the red dress.
No, it's happening. All right. What happens at the meeting?
This is the robe of Lady Zavia.
Oh no.
And they kind of hand it over to you wearing gloves. Cravius says, "It's a good thing you've never worn it," and he raises one eyebrow.
Nope.
Bly Gavior says, "Quite a marvelous construction. It restores the humanoid beauty of any undead that dons it. But if a living being wears it, their form will appear rotted and undead, a true necrotic horror." Fascinating.
Would it be possible to remove it? I mean...
"It is of historical significance," says Cravius. Librarian Cravius.
Right.
"It is the robe of Lady Zavia. She who wielded the scepter of Nezix. She who commanded the armies in the east. The armies of the dead.
Right.
She disappeared. She disappeared from her stronghold, Noxath Nar, centuries ago. There's a book about her in the archive."
I see. So, if I did put it on and look like an undead horror, would I be able to take it off and look normal again is my concern.
They look at each
Not
other.
that I would ever do that. But if I did, what would happen?
Our identifying magics have not revealed any such detrimental curse, but I would certainly advise against meddling with things worn by Lady Zavia or her tattooed servants.
So, follow-up question. If you were to somehow assemble, like, the whole outfit with the scepter and everything, it would be worth more money?
Awesome.
I don't think you'll quite understand. I'm not sure that this is worth money. It is of historical significance. Would you like us to destroy it?
No, thank you. No. It's of historical significance. You can't just go around destroying items of historical significance.
Right. Well, we have now identified this red item of clothing. He hands it over wearing thick gloves.
I take it. I mean, I've been carrying it in my bag this whole time with minimal detrimental effect.
You're very welcome, traveler. Stay and rest a while, refresh yourself, avoid the restricted areas.
All right, then.
Farewell. Then the two of them usher you out.
Well, that was... Man, of all the things that I expected to be super evil, that was not the one that I would have put my money on.
Okay. Well, we don't have time to go through another week of downtime. Because we are ending in a few minutes here. But that's probably what we are going to kick off next session with. And then we'll see. But on you are now in the month of Fiexi. On Freedom, the 6th of Fiexi. Something happens. Bella.
Yeah.
Where would you probably be dining in the evening on Freedom, the 6th of Fiexi?
Well, since I've been having a successful week of busking, then I guess I could probably treat myself to a nice meal. So I guess the Mellow Eel Tavern?
Okay. You're eating some fried eel, your fork halfway to your mouth, thinking about life in Arkne, which has been pleasant and interesting. There's always different kinds of people coming through. Farmers from the outlying areas, the garrison, Arkan Guard, which are, even though they're treating you with suspicion, they're a friendly enough bunch. There are people of all walks of life that come through the tavern. But these thoughts are interrupted as a message comes through.
I see.
A message comes into your head. You hear the words in your mind, and you recognize who it is. That is part of the magic. He's used this before to communicate with you. It's your father.
I figured as much.
Eldan. Are you ready? Because I'm only going to say this once.
Yes.
Okay. Here is the message from Eldan. Dancer's doom. Dragon's tomb. Inescapable. History's ending. Desperate sending. Conflagrational. Spirited away. Captain's play. Tragedical. Next. Satire. Comedic lyre. Monarchical. Westward headed. Inkbloods netted. Apocalyptical.
Is that it?
That is 25 words. You can send a response.
You can reply to this message.
Take it to the peanut gallery, folks.
Okay.
Make an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
You have advantage. Eight.
Well, that's not great.
It's good enough that I'll paste the text into chat. So Bella can remember this.
Okay.
But I won't give you any other information. You have to respond fairly promptly. So you're not going to have time to confer with your friends.
Okay.
Immediately.
I tell him.
What do you say?
I tell him I'm going to be at Mother's Play in a month and a half. Meet me there, if you can.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yes.
All right. And with that, folks, our session is over. I hope you guys had fun.
Yay! Woo.
Well, we are going to turn off the stream. Thank you so very much, everybody who came by. Thanks, a man with no screen name, Grimslag, Kenny, Lion Nation and anybody else who watches this later. I know some of the players will be. Thank you to Jeremy, Emily, Paul, Alexis, Danielle, and Kirsten, who all joined me for this game. You guys are awesome players. And until next time, folks, have a good week. Bye-bye.